you think the government goes too far on the federal firearms ban?
I'm not sure. I have a brother who owns pistols, but he's a registered firearm owner. He practices at range and he keeps his weapons safe. So I think the only thing you're going after is people who have illegal guns, and they're going to have them no matter how many things you put up. So it's kind of like you're just hurting people that are already following the law.
No, probably doesn't go far enough.
Why?
We don't need guns. We just don't need guns. Some people use them wrongfully. Some people do use them properly for target shooting or for legitimate hunting. But I don't really think we need very many guns. So I'm in favor of strict gun control. I suppose target shooters or hunters that are legitimate farmers, they need a rifle, but we don't need assault weapons and terrible things like that. So generally speaking, I think we should crack down.
I think that they need to take a look at how people who legally use them, especially the farmers and things of that nature, I don't think they've covered it off properly. I think they're causing more problems with it.
In what way?
Well, I think that they need to put some regulations in there that take care of people who obtain them legally and also who are using them for non-lethal purposes. I think the issues are greater than just their policy they put in place now.
Yes.
Why?
The problem isn't with legal guns. In my opinion, it's the illegal gun owners that are the problem, and taking away legal guns does nothing for the problem. You need to be taking it away from the ones that aren't licensed and shouldn't be having the guns, not the ones who've gone through the training to properly learn how to own and handle the gun.
No, I don't think there's any need for anyone other than law enforcement to have firearms in Canada.
And why is that?
Just look at Australia, for example, with their gun legislation, and I think a lot of countries could mirror what they do as well.
Funny you should mention that. I have a firearms license, and I'm a Canadian, and what the current government are doing regarding firearms is, how can I put this politely? It's un-Canadian, all right? It's un-Canadian. I'm a Canadian. I was born here. My parents were born here. My high school had a shooting range, okay? The high schools here on PEI had shooting ranges. So it's un-Canadian what they're doing. It's got no connection to reality. It's all political. And it sucks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, why? Like, when you look at crime, it's not people going out there with their hunting guns. When you look at what's actually happening, it has nothing to do with people having arms. They've had arms all their lives. Farmers and sportsmen, and they're licensed, and they go through rigorous training. I know people who hold handguns who are licensed. They put them in a safe so that they're away. They're always not loaded. They're incredibly responsible people.
Nah, that's a sensitive issue because as Canadians, we grew up in a country as hunters and we use firearms, and now we definitely handguns. This has to be what a person's not using a handgun to go hunting, right? So I think that yes has to be strictly enforced. That you don't ban a handgun. A person wants to go use it as a hobby and go to a firing range to fire a weapon. But other than that, it shouldn't. There shouldn't be people. But as far as taking away the rights of a person to go hunting, no, that should stay the way it is. I think.
I'd say seeing what's going on down in the States, to me, I think any kind of ban and restriction is necessary. I have real concerns after seeing in recent years what's going on down there. I have no problem with any kind of restriction with firearms.
I think that they have gone a little bit overboard on that because I think it's very important that people have the ability to self-defend themselves, and also they have to have the ability to hunt if that's their primary source of food. But I think that they should be able to implement something, when it comes to criminal checks and things like that, just to make sure that it's not just going into anyone's hands.
Difficult to say. Hunters deserve to have the ability to hunt and the equipment to hunt, meaning guns. But as far as military style weapons, no, don't see that.
100%, totally. I believe the firearms ban, which originally started as purely with handguns and then reached into hunting rifles, is a complete overstretch of the government. And honestly, I believe the government is beginning to overstep their constitutional right as a federal government and are beginning to directly interfere in the provincial levels of governance.